In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the graph for the absolute zero lab. So the vertical scale here, make sure you label your axis with what it is and what the units are. So pressure in torr. This is temperature in degrees Celsius. And then typically we get, like something like 900 and so torr. So if you make this 1,000 torr, and since it's 40 or something like that this way, 40 squares this way, every square here is 25 torr, right? Okay, which is a little bit awkward because our error bars are going to be 20 torr, right? So that means that they're what, 4/5 of the way up and 4/5 of the way down, right? Like that, right? So use a straight edge, and what I do is I just make a piece of paper like this, and I put a little point like this, and then I put where the error bars go, and then I put them on this to help it. So that's what these things are, right? They're not quite a square up, 4/5 of a square up, 4/5 of a square down, right? So plot your points on the graph, right? I put 100 just a little bit in like that, and then on this scale here, every square is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we have 10 squares, 10 squares, 10 squares. We want to go really far because these things will extrapolate pretty far out. Okay, so that's what I do for this axis here, and I put this in there just because I think it looks a little better. But you could put that right on the edge if you want. So notice that I've got this point, this point, this point, this point, right? And what I want to do then is I want to take a straight edge, and pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to go from this error bar to this error bar, right? And make sure that that line goes through all of those points. If it does, then it's good. If it misses one of these error bars in the middle, then just kind of move it up or down, okay? Because it has to fit between the error bars, right? So this is our first line, right? Okay. Then of course you're going to try to make the best fit line, the one that goes closest to the middle lines. That's line number 2, right? And then the final line is the steepest line you can draw that goes through these error bars. Notice it's going to go through this guy and this guy, right? Okay, so that's our third line, okay? Notice that they all intersect in the middle, that it goes from the top of this one to the bottom of that one, bottom of this one to the top of this one, okay? They're not parallel, they cross, right? This is the steepest line. Right, this is the least steep, right? And then this guy right in the middle is our best fit line, okay? So that's how you draw the graph, and then once you've done that, circle where these things intersect the x-axis and write down, read as best as you can what it is, right? So my best guess here is it's hitting right about 300, right? It's hitting at 273, or minus 370 like that. Maybe this is, I'm sorry. This thing's hitting at minus 295, right? So these are my x-intercepts, right? So write your x-intercepts on the front there, okay? So this is how to make the graph. It also needs a title. This is pressure versus temperature. Okay, it's always y versus x whenever you make a graph like this, right? Yeah. There you go. That's how to make the graph.